Angela, guys know? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you get closer? I'm afraid the city's gonna get mad if I get closer. Can you hear me still? Good?
Thank you.
Where's the mic? Wait. Are they gonna stand here?
I'm not sure.
I'm very confused.
But they will have to. They want their audience.
Turn around backwards.
Abby, that's not 6 feet. That's like behind you.
Yes, that's always good. We got your back. That's fine, Mr. Mouse. I'm just going to thank you for doing this.
Okay.
Yeah, really.
Is it time? Is everybody ready? Okay, I'll assume that's a yes. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming out today, and I want to especially thank the men and women behind me, Mayor Glenn Jacobs, Dr. Buchanan, Chief Sharp, Chief Thomas. We have 3 representatives, Patrick Birmingham from Covenant, Bruce Hartman from UT Medical Center, and Drew Malcolm from Tenova. So all our hospitals are represented here today. Did I forget anybody? No. And we are here today, all standing together, unified in our efforts to bring personal protective equipment to the people fighting the pandemic on the front lines. This PPE drive is going to be kicking off tomorrow morning, Friday morning, April 3rd. And PPE, personal protective equipment, is vital to the men and women, like the ones who will be standing behind me today, who are on the front lines. And while most of us are being advised to stay home to save lives, first responders are not backing down from their call to serve. And we all stand here united, knowing that we can never repay first responders and their families for their sacrifices in the wake of this pandemic. But we can all do our part to help. That is why the city and the county and the health department and all of our local hospitals have been working tirelessly to organize this PPE drive. We've all seen the frightening images of doctors, nurses, and some communities reusing masks or working without commercial grade gear. We want to do what we can to make sure that everyone has the PPE required to do the daunting task they're faced with. We urge you to please, individuals across this community, check your garage, check your outbuildings, maybe your businesses, to see if you have any N95 masks. I happen to have a box of unopened 20 N95 boxes in my garage that I bought a long time ago and never opened and never needed. I'm donating them tomorrow to give those to our first responders because they are going to be exposed in ways that people like me can stay home and avoid. So other people might have these in their garages. We're also going to be asking businesses, dentist office, contractors, construction firms. A lot of people use these masks for other reasons, and right now we're asking you to donate your extra masks to people who are in the first responders who are facing this pandemic and fighting it in the front lines. We're also going to be collecting surgical masks, non-latex gloves, hand sanitizer, cleaning wipes, and other commercial grade medical supplies. We're going to be collecting these at the Jacob Building donation drive. And that everyone will be careful. All the items will be collected, sanitized, and this is important to note. It's all going to be staying local, right here in Knoxville, Knox County, to help our first responders. It's going to be inventoried by the Knox County Emergency Management Agency, and will go directly to helping our local first responders. I want to also thank Chip Berry. Where's Chip? Oh, Chip. Chip is our COVID-19 liaison for the city of Knoxville, and he's played a big role in organizing this drive. and he's here to take any particular questions. And if anyone had, Chip, did you want to add any particulars about the drive?
I think you covered it all right there.
Okay, it's going to start tomorrow, 9 to 3. 9 to 3 tomorrow at the Jacob Building. And there'll be signs out just like the ones you see here. And it's going to be every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 9 to 3. So please, everybody, look in your collection of household supplies, tools. If you have a business that uses this kind of equipment, please look at your inventory and bring it to these donation sites. This is where we can all step up and help fight this pandemic together. I want to give Mayor Jacobs an opportunity to speak to you all because he's a big part of this, and we're all working together to protect our first responders. Mayor Jacobs.
I'd just like to echo Mayor Kincannon's comments. I'd like to thank her and her staff for doing an outstanding job in what has been a very difficult situation. We appreciate you all. Also, thanks to the health department, our first responders, as well as KEMA, which is the Knox County Emergency Management Agency, and also our folks working over at E911, because they're the people that make sure the first responders get out to where they need to go. My daughter is a nurse. She works in one of the local hospitals here, so this has a personal face for me. The other night she was expressing the worries about a lack of this equipment. So I would personally ask people and encourage people to get out, and if you have this equipment, please donate it, because there are folks that really need it. So thank you all.
Chief Thomas, Chief Sharp, do you want to say anything? Yeah.
Mine's very quick. We've already had some donations to the police department, and I wanted to thank those who have already donated, because those donations have made a big difference, and this will add to that for all of us here in Knoxville. So again, we really, really appreciate everybody's contributions and wanted to thank everybody.
The main thing I want to say is that we, as the fire department, are struggling just like everyone else to be able to maintain our supply of PPE. When this first started, we had a decent supply, but we're struggling just like everyone else to be able to replace some of our items, especially N95 masks. So any donations that you could make would be greatly appreciated and would help our first responders and all of our medical personnel.
Okay, thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, well, Mary,
Yeah.
I'm a little confused. Is it first responders, or is it for nurses like Mayor Jacobs' daughter who might need them at local hospitals? Is it all the above? Is it?
Go ahead, Chip. I'll let you.
So all the items will be collected and accumulated as part of the inventory for KEMA, and that's the Knox County Emergency Management Agency, and they will distribute them based on the priority needs. The first responders are the first level of response, though.
Any other questions?
Has there been any talks of furthering to a possible lockdown of the city?
Right now, we have our safer at home order that the health department's ordered. That seems to be, people are complying. In the city of Knoxville, we are, working with the health department to enforce it as much as we can through encouragement and also informing people and educating, and then as the last resort, giving citations. So far, we have not issued a single citation, because once people know how serious this is, they're complying. So right now, that we are really pleased with the community's response, and that's why we're all standing here together, because this is so important. And I think when people see that we need this PPE for our first responders, that these are very serious life and death matters, that the Safer at Home order is working as it should, and that's where we're going to continue to apply our forces and our concentration to make sure everybody's following that. Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much.